Hello, hello. So, as always, this is not a super planned video, but I was out for a walk today. It's about like 4 o'clock. And I'm listening to this podcast and it's so good. I'm going to do an episode where I talk about like all my favorite business podcasts because they really are just so inspiring. So, going on the walk and I'm like, I need to share this with people. I have a big regret starting my business. So I'm not only going to share that with you today to hopefully help you from making that same mistake. I feel like mistake's not the right word because everything serves a purpose, everything we go through. And that's definitely how I feel. It's actually 2 words that I'm going to share with you. So anyways, that it's still, I consider it probably like my biggest regret with starting this business that I built. For those of you that are new, welcome. My name's Hutchings. The unedited entrepreneur. I started a business 12 years ago. I sell mostly on Etsy, done over $1 million on the platform, over 100,000 sales. And now I love to help other people. I know with everything that's gone on, a lot of people are wanting to start their own businesses. And so I've started making YouTube videos, just sharing a little bit more about my experience. So today we're going to talk about my biggest regret when I started my business 12 years ago and 5 things I thought of that you can do to help steer you away from that same kind of dilemma that I am currently still 12 years later finding myself in. And I have not mastered, full disclosure, I have not mastered all 5 of these suggestions that I'm going to give you today. And I'm just realizing that I forgot to check my mic before I started recording. Hopefully it's fine. But I really hope that they will help you. Also, full disclosure, I feel like it's a little selfish video today. I'm hoping by making this video, it will help me move along and be reminded of these same things because I'm still kind of doing a couple of them and we'll talk about that today. Okay, so what is my number 1 biggest regret about starting my business 12 years ago? I was in my 20s, guys, like different human being. I've grown a lot. I feel like grown, changed, evolved in the last 5 years, which has been really interesting. We all had different journeys. Maybe some of you went through that a little more in your teens or it's later in life or earlier, whatever. But I don't know, maybe we've all been going through that in these last like couple years. It's just crazy, but also really exciting. Like I really feel like I'm getting to know like the true me, trusting that, loving that person, So the biggest 2 words I have that I wish I could have told myself back when I started my business are think bigger. And if I was cool with my editing, those would have like flashed on the screen, maybe not, maybe that's too cheesy. It's fine. Think bigger. I started this business not even knowing it was going to be a business, like legit. I took an entrepreneurship class. If you don't know, I know I've probably told this story before if you've been following my videos, or you can even, I think I write about it on my Etsy About Me pages. But I took an entrepreneurship class because the guy I was engaged to at the time, also my husband now of 12 years, however, math, something around there. Oh, he watches these videos sometimes. He's going to be like, you don't remember how long we've been married? I do. I'm pretty sure it's 12 years. He doesn't always know either. It's fine. We're fine. 12 years ago-ish, I got engaged to my now husband and we were both going to college. And I was majoring in broadcast journalism. Shout out to Brother Howard, one of my broadcasting teachers, if I get the courage to actually send him my channel, because he's like, oh, you're doing video again. That's great. Send me your stuff. And I'm like, probably not, but maybe. I am doing video again. Very exciting. So he is a business major. And I'm like, if he ever wants to start a business, it would be fun to have like some business knowledge so I can help keep his books or something. Like legit, like people, this is my thought process. So I take this entrepreneurship class and I'm like, well, I got to do a business plan. Maybe it'll be something I do. Back again, early 20s, I was all about like big jewelry and, just mostly earrings. I love big Claire's. Remember, they had like all the like buy 10 for $10, get some big beady earrings. I loved it. So I was like, I'll start, so looking at prices of beads, how to make jewelry, blah, blah, blah. And so I start kind of making some just because I'm like doing all the research. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just buy some beads and make some stuff and kind of selling them around the college campus. And my sister-in-law is like, oh, fun, you should sell those on Etsy. And I'm like, what's Etsy? Like, Etsy, I'm pretty sure, I've told you guys this before. It's been around for like 15 years. Okay, so anyways, I didn't know I was going to start a business. 12 years later, we know where the business has gone. I love it. I have a small team of like 5 women that help me make, ship all the orders. It's so fun. It's my dream job. Caveat with now even more so than owning this, my own successful business is now helping other people gain the confidence to know that that is possible. Cause I'm like, I had zero. It wasn't even on my, they thought that I would actually have, I remember hiring my first employee being like, this is impossible. There's no way. I cannot hire someone. No one can do this the way I'm doing it. I won't be able to afford to pay them. It's impossible. Anyways, so think bigger is my biggest regret. If you feel like you could be falling into this already, whatever stage you are at in your Etsy business, any business, that's where I would love to help people, not just on Etsy, but whatever. I love entrepreneurship. It's like in my blood. I didn't know this when I went to college. I was like, why was I not a business major? Maybe it wouldn't have mattered or helped anyways. Had to learn everything from YouTube and blogs and trial and error. So here are 5 tips that I've got on my little Post-it note over here because I'm super fancy. That I feel like starting wherever you're at, if you're kind of falling in this same camp that you feel like, you know what, maybe I could think bigger when it comes to growing my business. I want you to listen to these 5 tips, okay? Number 1, get a separate bank account. Maybe you already know that. Maybe you already have that. Great. If so, check it off. You're good to go. But if you haven't, I feel like this is a big step. And you know what, honestly, I don't want to give bad advice, especially I probably need to say I'm not a tax financial professional. Don't listen to me. Go talk to someone who actually knows. But legit, I just opened a checking account, a personal checking account, because I think they were asking me for all this business stuff when I first started. And I was like, I don't know what that stuff is. So I just opened a separate checking account, a personal checking account, and started funneling all of my business stuff through that. I didn't do it. Maybe I don't, honestly, it was so long ago. I have a terrible memory. Don't remember when I actually made that jump. But now in hindsight, that's actually been a sore spot because I haven't been able to do some stuff because I'm like, oh, I never changed it to a business checking account. So if you can discipline yourself to get a business checking account, that's better. But again, good, better, best. If it's going to stop you from getting one, get just a separate checking account to separate your business stuff from your personal stuff, okay? Number 1. Number 2, be willing to learn and pivot. So this one is, I almost want to maybe I'll make a separate video because I'm still how does that work? I don't feel like I totally mastered that concept because you have people in 2 camps. There's one camp over here and everyone's telling you yeah, you got to be willing to pivot and go with the market and be creative and think outside the box and learn. Okay. And then you have the other people that are don't give up, keep fighting for your dreams, never give up, never give up. The people that succeed are the ones that break down every door and they got 1,000 no's and they kept, sorry, that was probably really loud in my mic there. Sorry. They kept going. So it's well, which is it? If my business is not doing as good as I want it to, do I just suck it up and keep going? Because if I keep going, someday it'll do good. Or do I pivot and maybe bring in something else or look for another avenue or something? So either way, like I said, I feel like this is a kind of a deeper topic. Maybe we can dive into a little more later. But main point, I really do feel with your business, you got to be willing to learn and pivot. There was a lot of things I did at the beginning that did not work, and I could have just thrown in the towel and been oh, never mind. Everyone hates my jewelry. I'm going home. I'm sad. And I mean, there was a little of that. Don't lie, because that happened in a different form. You know what I mean? But you've got to be willing, and I know it's so hard. I know sometimes, especially sometimes the longer you've been doing something, learning new things is so hard. I am I know, because I'm doing it. I'm on YouTube right now and I'm oh my gosh, posting a video is still so stressful. That's why I said I can't even edit. I have to do it in one take because I will never get these posted. And you guys are crushing it with the comments. in some ways I'm like a little grumpy, not really, but I'm like, you keep me up at night, because I'm like, if people weren't leaving these super nice comments saying how helpful these videos are, I wouldn't do them, because I'd be like, I got a million other things. I got kids at home. It's summer. I just went for a walk. I wasn't even going to make a video, but I'm like, people, so many people have helped me on this journey. This is like the tiniest little thing I can do. If other people, if, you guys are finding this helpful, and I can be that same small form of inspiration that you log away and helps you kind of like keep moving. Like, guys, I love owning my own business. I love entrepreneurship. I have a special spot, especially for women entrepreneurs, which is again, like a whole other topic. I love men entrepreneurs. You've got your own, challenges in this department. But anyways, okay. So that's number 2. You've got to be willing to learn the stuff. Just get in there, learn it, do it. If it's not working, try something else. Ask people, people who know, like coaches, looking at YouTube videos, like find someone who actually knows. Take that advice. Etsy, like again, just going back to the little Etsy camp here for a minute, but they have a lot of really great resources for their sellers, like in their seller handbook. Like, look at that stuff. I used to read like so much stuff, and again, it was like learn, pivot, this trend, that trend. I remember for a while I was trying to sell like feathers in people's hair. Remember when maybe it's still a thing. There was a while where it was like a big thing, and these like extensions, and I was a jewelry spot. I am like literally like Spotlight Jewelry is my shop name. Also, I sell jewelry supplies, but I was like trying to sell these feathers in my shop, and it just was not working. But again, I tried it, wasn't working as well, pivoted. Like, there's been so many things like that. So that's just, I feel like part of the process is number 2, be willing to learn and pivot. Okay, number 3, this is one that I am still doing, and you maybe are doing it too. Don't underestimate yourself. Like, if you would have told, like, no, we legit, like, I had this conversation with my husband. I remembered, not like word for word, but there was a time when we're newly married, college, everything's, you know how it is. You're tight on money, like, and so I'm doing this Etsy thing. I'm just like, chug, trying to figure it out, All of my stuff is priced like way, way lower price than it should have been. And he was like, babe, I love you. I love that you're doing this business. He's always been very, very supportive, which I'm super grateful for. I know not everyone has that. I know people don't have that partner or person. So hopefully I'm in your court, whoever you are. If you don't have that person, I'll be your person. But he was like, I love you. I love this. But he's like, let's just say you were to sell, I think all my earrings at that time were like $5 or under. Like, I'm not, like, honestly, like, you guys show up here, I promise I will always give you like the most authentic stuff that I can. Okay, I don't know how to do it any other way. When I started on Etsy, that was kind of like my shtick. All my earrings were under $5. Now, don't get me wrong, like, I was using like the cheapest. It was literally like I was going to eBay and I was buying the cheapest beads I could find anywhere. And I was like, still putting them together in super cute, creative ways, regardless of the fact that my skill wasn't as good, my materials weren't as good, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, still underpriced. But he was like, babe, let's just say you sell 10 of these a day, like 10 earrings a day. And I was like, no way, that's impossible. Like, I was all grumpy, like, why would you even say that? You can't, that's so, like, that will never happen. I will never be able to make, I was making, I don't even know, like 1 sale a week, 2 sales a week. I don't know. It was something, like, and I was doing good. Like, I had no idea. I didn't even know anyone else selling on Etsy. I didn't know any different. It's good. It's great. You're always going to find people ahead and behind, whatever. I was like, that's never going to happen. He's like, let's just say you get to the point. Guys, like this last Christmas, just in the jewelry shop, anyways, we blow that number out of the water now. It's not even like an issue. But he was like, if you do that, you're going to make less than $50 a day because you still have to pay for the price of your materials. Etsy's still taking a cut. Credit cards are taking a cut. Listing fees are taking a cut. Like, he's like, you're making less than $50 a day if you can sell, which again is nothing, like, that's nothing to shake a stick at. That's great, right? And I was like sitting there, but I mean, I just got my college degree. I'm like, I know what I could be making at a job somewhere with my college degree, and it would be entry level, but it would be more than that probably. And so that was kind of like a turning point in my business. But again, it's like none of this was even on the radar. Like selling 10 items a day was not even fathomable in my mind. I was like mad at him for even suggesting that because that was just impossible. And it's like, so a lot of these videos, like I know you guys are here, a lot of you right now at least, because of Etsy and wanting to know how to grow your Etsy sales. And I really, like, I am happy. I love doing that. Like I shine at that. That's what I've been doing for 12 years. And I love to help people do that. But there is so much more mindset that goes into Etsy. It's not like I can just give you like these, you know, like here's the secret to being successful on Etsy. Like if you can't imagine yourself, like if you really don't believe you deserve that, if you don't believe it's possible, it will never happen. And so it's like the same thing, like I'm even doing it now, like with this YouTube channel. I'm like, oh, you know, I have a couple followers. Like it's probably not ever going to be that big. I'm like, I have a vision board that one of these days I'll bust out and show you that I made like a couple years ago. And it has like, excuse me, my nose is running. Allergies are terrible. It has me having 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I didn't start making YouTube videos until like a couple weeks ago, like got really serious about it. And again, it was only because so many people were leaving such nice comments saying how it was helping them. But I'm like, I was thinking that a couple years ago and yet I'm still like, oh, there's no way. That's not even a thing. You know, I'm like, I'm still doing it now with this new project that I'm starting. So point of that is like, don't underestimate what is possible. Like, and especially like on Etsy, Etsy's great. Love it. We all know like, this is no like, oh my gosh, like she just blew my mind. You shouldn't just be selling on Etsy. I have learned that the hard way. It has worked for me up until this point, but I'm telling you, like my business is in such a huge growth and pivot, and I'm having a lot of growing pains because I haven't done things the best way possible. But you know what? I got that done. It's done. And that's why we're going to go to this next point. Number 4, done is better than perfect. So back to the entire concept of think bigger. Don't let perfection stop you from starting. I have heard so many people tell this, and you hear it and you hear it and you hear it, but it's like, it doesn't always sink in. And that's what literally, like, that's why I'm doing these YouTube videos this way, is for that exact concept. I'm like, it's terrible. I don't know how to edit them. I don't even know. I mean, I guess I have a tree in the background. Like, that's okay. Like, I kind of have a nice background. I don't know. I haven't done anything with SEO on YouTube. I haven't learned it. I don't know what the heck I'm doing on here right now. Like you can see, I'm looking at myself. I keep trying to remind myself, I think I'm supposed to be looking like here. I think that's like the camera. Because then it's like I'm talking to you, but it's like so weird to talk to like a little black dot. It's still weird because I'm like talking to myself, but at least I can see myself. So I'm trying. Anyways, point of this is I don't know what the heck I'm doing on YouTube. I don't know how long you've been on Etsy. Maybe you're not even on Etsy. Like I said, I would love to reach people just even trying to start whatever business. But the fact of the matter is, if you let that stop you, if I let this fear of like, I hate technology and I don't know what the heck I'm doing on YouTube stop me, like we wouldn't be here today. And like, I really hope that somewhere, this is going to help someone. And so just internalize that, like, hey, I actually really liked what this girl was teaching me today. That's helped me. And she did it not perfectly, but she did it. Maybe I can do that same thing with my Etsy, whatever it is. Like, just keep going. Like, put it out there. You're gonna get better as you go along. So, all right. And then this is number 5. So this one, again, this is the selfish piece. Excuse me, I need to have a box of tissues next time. It's one word that I'm applying to this instance, and there's going to be a big announcement after this. And I'm scared. There you are. There's my dog. Not scared. We'll just do it. The word is, you have to commit. You have to commit to making this work, making your business work. Be serious about this. And so this is now me. I'm even going to stop looking at my little dot and look at myself. I am committing to all of you and to myself. Shoot, I should have done this. I can't even look at my schedule because the phone is recording. What day is best? What day should we make videos on? What's today? Today is Tuesday. I'm going to say Thursdays. I am going to post a video every Thursday to commit to this YouTube channel, because right now, I'm not committed. I'm like, I can do it. I have so many things. Guys, if I took you outside, like there's a whole like mound of supplies sitting out there that haven't been able to be put away, because I'm paying this professional to help me with my inventory management, because it's such a nightmare. I'm running 2 Etsy shops, and Etsy does not have the bandwidth, even though I begged them and talked to them, and Etsy, I love you, but they're not able to manage that kind of inventory. And so it's like I paid so much money to work with these people. The point of all of this, I have a lot of stuff going on. My kids are home from school. But if I don't commit to doing this, I will be able to do what I was going to do today. I literally drove to the office here to record this video, and then I'm going to probably go back home and have dinner with my family. Like, I didn't get anything done around the office. But I got this video made, and I'm going to post it and commit to that. And I wanted to get on and say this and say, okay, if I'm actually holding myself to 1 video a week, so every Thursday I'm posting a new video that you can look for, that holds me a little more responsible. It's accountability. Have you ever heard of that? Like accountability partners. So like, again, this video is hashtag kind of selfish, because I'm like, I am putting this out to the YouTube. I want to get this on a podcast someday. I don't know how to do that yet. I think it would be fun as a podcast. I just love podcasts. So to help people that way. But for now, it's living in YouTube land. YouTube, I will be posting a video every Thursday. And I already have, like I've told you, like if you're leaving me a comment right now, I go through and I thumbs up. I try to like thumbs up everything that I see. And I will, like, if you ask me a question or something, I will try to respond. Like I am responding to your comment. Like I am reading every single comment I get on these videos right now. Cause let's be honest, there's not too many of them. There's a great amount. I mean, it's great for I'm just saying it's manageable. It's not taking like hours out of my day to do that at this point. So if you want to get in, if there's something that you have a question on about selling online, e-commerce, yes, especially Etsy, leave it in the comments and I would love to help you out with that. So for now, those are the 5 tips. To recap: separate bank accounts, be willing to learn and pivot, don't underestimate yourself, done is better than perfect, and commit. So those are the 5 things that can help you to think bigger, which I'm still trying to work on. It's so exciting. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. Please remember to subscribe somewhere. I don't know where to point. I think it's down there. I think it's like right here, a subscribe button maybe. Subscribe if you would like to be notified when I make those videos. Every Thursday, you should get a notification. I think there's maybe even like a bell or something that you can ding that like gives you extra notifications. I don't know, guys, I'm terrible. Point being, let me know if you found it helpful, if you have questions. You guys are the best. Thanks for being here. I will continue to show up for you, and I hope you have a fabulous week.